Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Since his comeback at SummerSlam 2024, Roman Reigns has been gunning for his former enforcer, Solo Sikoa, who has taken over his position as Tribal Chief and claimed the pride of Ula Fala from the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion. After months of struggle against Sikoa and his heel stable, Reigns has finally secured a singles match against Solo, which will serve as the ultimate opportunity for him to regain his pride. This week's Friday Night SmackDown saw Roman Reigns call out Solo Sikoa to a tribal combat match where both tribal chiefs will clash one-on-one, and the survivor of the bout will be exalted as the rightful tribal chief. This high-stakes match is set to take place at the Raw premiere on Netflix on January 6th. In a shocking twist, the WWE Universe may see former WWE Champion Drew McIntyre interfere during the tribal combat match and cost Roman Reigns this crucial match. The Scottish Warrior made a surprising return after Seth Rollins defeated Sami Zayn on the December 2nd edition of Raw and subsequently targeted Zayn. On the latest episode of SmackDown, Drew McIntyre targeted the injured Jimmy Uso, and after his historic win tonight, the Chosen One noted it was 1 down and 4 to go, which could be taken as a clear warning to Reigns. Roman Reigns may end the Bloodline saga before WrestleMania 41. The Bloodline saga has been an enthralling storyline for months and can be labeled as one of the top feuds in recent years. During his promo video, the original tribal chief conveyed that both bloodlines have achieved significant triumphs against one another, and now he seeks to fight Sikoa in a fair bout. It appears that if Reigns secures a substantial victory and reclaims his Ula Fala at the Raw premiere episode on Netflix, the tribal combat match could signify the end of the Bloodline saga, for the time being at least. It was the night of the highly anticipated tribal combat match, a contest that would decide once and for all who held the true power within the Samoan lineage. The undisputed, reigning WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, or the challenger, Jey Uso. The match had been weeks in the making, building to a boiling point that had the WWE Universe on the edge of their seats. The tribal combat was set to be a brutal clash, with no holds barred and everything on the line. Roman Reigns, with his immense power and dominance as the head of the table, had been virtually unstoppable. Under the management of Paul Heyman, and with the muscle of Solo Sikoa backing him, Roman had crushed every challenger in his path. But one name loomed over him like a storm cloud, a former WWE champion whose past was both respected and feared, Brock Lesnar. Brock had been silent for months, waiting patiently as the WWE Universe waited for his inevitable return. Lesnar had been watching, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Roman Reigns had dominated for so long, treating the tribal chief status as an unassailable throne. But Brock Lesnar wasn't someone who could tolerate Roman's arrogance forever. He knew the heart of Roman Reigns, the thirst for power, the craving for dominance. But he also understood the price of ambition. And Roman had become a king who needed to be brought down to earth. The twist, the Raw Netflix debut. The world of WWE was changing. In a stunning move that would shake the very foundation of the company, WWE announced that Raw was going to be streaming live on Netflix starting this week. The shift to a major streaming platform meant that more eyes than ever would be on the product. It was a momentous occasion in the world of sports entertainment, and the first episode was bound to be electric. WWE was ready for a major reset, with all eyes on the tribal combat match to kick off a new chapter in its history. Roman Reigns stood tall in the ring, his back to the audience, with his Universal Championship wrapped around his waist. The tribal chief's theme music reverberated through the arena as he made his way to the ring, the tension in the air thick enough to cut with a knife. He was a man on top of the world. The match against Jey Uso was his to lose. At least, that's what he thought. The arena was a cacophony of cheers and boos as Jey Uso made his entrance, the weight of his family legacy pressing down on him. He had been fighting for this moment for years, and now, it was finally here. This was more than just a match for him. It was his shot at taking back control of his destiny, his chance to free himself from the shadow of Roman's reign. The match was a brutal affair. Chairs, kendo sticks, and steel steps littered the ring as both men exchanged punishing blows. It felt like the world had slowed down. For a moment, it seemed as if Jey Uso might actually have a shot at dethroning Roman. His fighting spirit was undeniable, but the longer the match went on, the more it became clear that Roman was still the dominant force. Then, as the match reached its peak, with both men battered and on the verge of collapse, the lights in the arena suddenly flickered. The crowd murmured, wondering if this was part of the drama of the match. But this wasn't scripted. A cold, ominous energy filled the air as the lights went out entirely. When they came back on, there was a familiar silhouette standing in the middle of the ring. It was Brock Lesnar, his massive frame towering over the two Samoans. The crowd erupted in shock, and Roman's eyes widened in disbelief. Brock Lesnar had arrived, and he wasn't here to play by the rules. The cost of Roman's arrogance. Roman's jaw tightened, and for the first time in a long while, he looked genuinely worried. Brock was here for one reason: to remind Roman of his place. He had been the one to carry WWE through its most tumultuous times, and Roman had taken that legacy and bastardized it by pretending to be the ultimate ruler. Brock Lesnar had a bone to pick, and he wasn't about to let Roman get away with it. Brock's eyes locked with Roman's as he slowly took off his gloves, his ominous stare never leaving Roman's face. With a quick, brutal motion, Brock delivered an F5 to Roman Reigns that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. The crowd went wild as Roman's body crashed against the mat with bone-jarring force. But Brock wasn't done yet. As Roman tried to gather himself, Brock picked up Jey Uso and slammed him with another F5, sending a clear message. This wasn't just about Roman anymore. Brock was taking control of his destiny, and if he had to take down Roman to do it, so be it. With both men down, Brock stood over them, breathing heavily. He wasn't looking for a title shot or a return match. He was here to make a point, to remind Roman that no one, not even the tribal chief, was invincible. The power had shifted. A new alliance, Jey Uso and Brock Lesnar. But the real twist came after the chaos. As Roman writhed on the mat, struggling to recover from Brock's assault, Jey Uso slowly got to his feet. He was battered, bloodied, but something had changed in his eyes. There was no longer fear or hesitation. There was clarity. In an unexpected moment of unity, Jey Uso walked toward Brock Lesnar. The crowd gasped, unsure of what would happen next. The two men exchanged a knowing look, one built on respect, but also on a shared desire to destroy the man who had taken so much from them. In an instant, they nodded to each other. An unspoken alliance formed between the two men. The two of them picked up Roman Reigns, who was barely able to stand, and tossed him out of the ring like a rag doll. The crowd erupted as Brock Lesnar and Jey Uso stood tall in the ring. The victory over Roman symbolic of a new chapter for WWE. This wasn't just about the tribal combat match anymore. This was about the future of WWE. Brock Lesnar had returned not just to challenge Roman, but to remind the world that the balance of power in the WWE Universe could shift in an instant. And with Jey Uso now aligned with him, Roman Reigns' reign as the tribal chief was in jeopardy. As the camera zoomed in on Brock and Jey standing together, their alliance was clear. Roman Reigns had just learned a hard lesson. Even the most powerful can fall. And with the debut of Raw on Netflix, WWE was taking its storylines to new heights. The world had seen the reckoning of Roman Reigns, but what would happen next was anyone's guess. One thing was for sure: the WWE Universe was in for a wild ride, and no one, not even Roman Reigns, was safe from the coming storm.